Hey guys, so the Division beta has hit, been playing it a bunch, and I wanted to give some basic tips for the beta, what you should do to maximize your time, where's the best stuff, etc. So first off, I haven't had any sort of technical problems or anything like that, minus a couple of small little hiccups during gameplay. However, that doesn't really amount to too much since this is a beta. I would hope that the retail version of the game will be very stable. The AI in the early game is smart enough to use cover and flank you and all that kind of stuff, but as long as you're at an appropriate level, they probably just won't instantly melt you. Keep in mind that if you just stand out in the open though, they will totally destroy you. This goes double for any armored or elite enemies. Pick your battles very carefully. Crafting in the beta is disabled, as are the tech and security wings of your base, so nothing to talk about there. Getting to level 8, which is the cap in the beta, is a little grindy considering you will run out of missions pretty quickly. Other ways to gain experience are helping citizens in need randomly on the street, finding intel and other items, and also going to the edge of the playable map to discover a new area. For example, in this corner of the map, if you walk into this new area, which is not in the beta, you'll still gain 700 experience for finding it. Exploring the map in its entirety to find intel is a decent way to get some easy experience. I suggest getting to 8 as soon as possible, but don't let it impede your fun or your plans. If you can get it, cool, but if you're playing with friends and you want to go to the Dark Zone, that's fine as well. The most efficient way to level up and to gear up is to repeat the main story mission. To do the mission again, just find it on the map, hold triangle or Y to reboot it, then pick hard mode instead of normal, assuming that you're ready for hard mode. You'll get a much nicer reward for completing the hard version. You'll probably get a blue item instead of green. Doing it by yourself is doable, but it can be kinda tough without some good guns. A few runs of this at level 7 will get you to level 8. The Dark Zone is where you'll likely spend a lot of your time going around fighting bad guys, extracting loot, and finding other players. In the first day, I had a pretty wide variety of encounters. Ones where everyone was just totally cool and just wanted to get their loot and get out. Other times where people would blow each other up. Sticking as a team is obviously going to be helpful here. Going into a Dark Zone solo, I feel, has both positives and negatives. If you're solo, that means you don't need to worry about teammates and you can very easily slip away from bigger engagements. But the negatives are that you get ganged up on really easily, and things will just be naturally more difficult to kill without a team. In the beta, and also the main game, some of the best stuff is going to be from the Dark Zone. To get the best stuff in the beta, you need to hit rank 12 in Dark Zone experience, be level 8, and have about 3,000 Dark Zone credits. The easiest way to get Dark Zone credits is from Dark Zone chests that require a key. How do you get a key? Well, just kill stuff, kill PvE enemies, and eventually you'll come across a key. They also drop from enemy players if they happen to have a key and you killed them. Find a chest, pop it open, and you'll get 1,000 credits. Pretty crazy. Don't know if that will stay for the main game because that is really good, but keys are pretty rare, so it might not be too much of a problem. Getting Dark Zone experience is actually not too bad, but I've been finding it hard at times to find AI to go kill. That's where a good chunk of XP can come from if you're not looking for any confrontation. Also, make sure to hit up all of the different checkpoints because not all of the vendors sell the same things. This vendor in the safe zone in DZ02, for example, was the only vendor to sell the high-end weapons on the first day of the beta, at least as far as I know. Their stock may rotate during the beta though, so keep an eye out. Another thing you should do is get your other medical wing upgrade, Quarantine. This gives you the ability to mod your Pulse skill in 3 ways. If you're on the hunt for loot in the Dark Zone, then modding Pulse so that it has a bigger range and can detect chests may be the way to go to make finding those Dark Zone chests a little bit easier to find. Definitely have your heal as a skill at all times. The pulse and the grenade I think are interchangeable, but having that heal is so nice, especially in the Dark Zone. Pulse with bonus damage against enemies tagged by pulse is the most reliable other skill to have. The sticky grenade is great, but you need to be very precise with it, otherwise it'll just end up doing absolutely nothing. Well-placed stickies will shred AI armor off right away. When using the heal, if you just want to heal yourself or someone next to you, just tap the button. Do not hold it. If you hold it, even briefly, you'll launch it where you're aiming, and I have made that mistake plenty of times. those are my little bits of advice for those of you playing the beta. Know your beta characters are not likely to transfer, in all seriousness, so spend that money, use those consumables, play with all the guns, see what you like using so you can be more prepared for the launch of the game. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Punch him. Yeah, kick his ass. Suck my wang.